Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this most joyous occasion. My name is Elizabeth Church, and I'm the Vice President Academic and Provost here at Mount St. Vincent University. I would like to begin by acknowledging and paying respect to the Indigenous people of the land on which we meet, the Mi'kmaq people. Mount St. Vincent University is built on unceded Mi'kmaq territory. We also pay respect to the knowledge embedded in the Aboriginal custodian of this land and to the elders past, present, and future. Today's event is being celebrated on social media, and we invite you to join in using the hashtag MSVUgrad, all one word. And so we'll expect to see you all with your phones in your hands in a few minutes. And I'd also like to say, particularly since this is an education graduation, we're very happy to have children here. And we do understand that children make noise and they like to move around, and that's just fine with us. I would like to invite our Chancellor to the podium to give the invocation, Sister Joan O'Keefe.
And we stay in this silence for a moment. O Holy Spirit, be with us. We pray in thanksgiving. May this day be a celebration for all who would be admitted to degrees. May it be a day the graduates and all who have supported them, families, faculty, staff, President Ramona, and other friends, be mindful of the gifts that the class of 2017 have brought to the Mount. Those gifts have been nurtured here to be given to others, to be used in hundreds of communities around the whole world. We ask a blessing on all, from the youngest to the oldest. In a world so in need, we long for and will work toward safety and peace for the whole community of life. May each one here have a song to sing, a dream to live, and a heart full of love. And we pray this. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Joan. Please be seated. I would like to invite our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramona Lumpkin, to the podium for welcome remarks.
Madam Chancellor, members of the Board of Governors, honorary degree recipient, distinguished guest, including previous honorary degree recipients, Dr. Louise Fleischman and Dr. Dawn McNutt. We're very happy to have them with us today. Family and friends of graduands, and especially today's graduands. Welcome to Convocation on this beautiful day when the sun is out just for you. Isn't it lovely? I would also like to mention a special guest who's in our audience, Dr. Mary Bluchart. Mary, if you would please stand. Mary will join us as the Mount's 13th President and Vice Chancellor on July 1st of this year, and I hope you'll all join me in a round of applause to welcome her. I can promise you you're going to have a good time. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to Mount St. Vincent University's Spring 2017 Convocation. At our 3 convocation ceremonies, we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of more than 600 of our students from 30 different countries. They have completed their required courses of study and now receive their certificates, diplomas, and degrees from 37 programs. 139 students are graduating with distinction, and 16 students are graduating with first-class honors. 27 students will receive a Senate Award of Distinction. We're very proud of today's graduands, and on behalf of the entire Mount community, I congratulate you on having completed your academic goals here at the Mount. Joining our students over the 3 ceremonies of our convocation are 3 exceptional individuals who've distinguished themselves in their lives and careers. Their leadership will be an inspiration for our graduates as they accept honorary degrees. We're proud to share our spring convocation with 3 accomplished women. Haley Wickenheiser, regarded as one of the best female hockey players and one of the most influential athletes in the world, who was honored this morning. Elizabeth Fountain, a Mount alumna and a dedicated supporter of countless community initiatives and organizations, who will be honored at this afternoon's ceremony. And Gail Asper, president of the Asper Foundation, who spearheaded the creation of the Canadian Museum for Human Rights in Winnipeg, who will be honored tomorrow morning. Convocation is one of my favorite times of the year as we celebrate the ultimate achievement of our students, graduation. It's also time for special recognition of some extraordinary accomplishments. This convocation, we're giving out a tremendous number of awards, a true testament to the exceptional caliber of Mount students and Mount faculty. We'll hear about some of our wonderful student award winners later in the ceremony, and I have no doubt that you'll be as impressed with them as I am. In the meantime, I want to take a moment to put a spotlight on some of the many faculty award winners who will be recognized over the course of our 3 spring convocation ceremonies. These are the folks who are continually inspiring, guiding, and encouraging our students. And many of those faculty, I'm sure, have had an impact on today's graduates. They're leaders in their fields and daily demonstrate extraordinary commitment to their students, their research, their other scholarly efforts, and countless community initiatives. The title of Professor Emerita or Emeritus is bestowed on retiring faculty who are selected for their significant contributions to the university. This spring, we're celebrating 4 Mount faculty who were nominated for this special recognition by their peers. Dr. Tony Davis in the Department of Sociology and Anthropology, Dr. Susan Drain in the Department of English, and Dr. Alan Nielsen and Dr. Lori Nielsen, both with the Faculty of Education. I'm pleased that Dr. Alan Nielsen and Dr. Lori Nielsen are able to join us at this ceremony, and I would like to ask first Dr. Lori Nielsen to stand. Lori Nielsen has made significant contributions to her field through the publication of scholarly articles and books. She's known and respected internationally through her extensive publishing program, countless speaking engagements, and prestigious visiting scholar and fellowship appointments in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. In 2005, she was awarded Mount St. Vincent University's Research Excellence Award, and she has been the recipient of numerous other awards recognizing scholarly activity, including the Richard A. Meade International Award for Outstanding Research in the English Language Arts. Lori is also a highly accomplished poet and author. I'll just go skip a moment and say that she actually wrote a poem 7 years ago in celebration of the Mount in connection with my installation, which I still treasure my copy of. She's a wonderful poet and past poet laureate of Halifax, so a woman of many, many talents. She produces work that she describes as a blend of approaches and forms in lyric, prose, memoir, poetry, and scholarly articles. An accomplished educator, she has contributed broadly to the academic success of students in the Faculty of Education, including developing and teaching numerous courses. She has a substantial record of faculty, university, and external service, playing a leadership role in virtually all departmental committees. Lori has served as an outstanding ambassador for the Mount, representing the best of teaching, creativity, and scholarship to local, national, and international audiences. Congratulations, Dr. Nielsen. And now I'd like to ask Dr. Alan Nielsen to stand. Dr. Alan Nielsen has an almost 35-year history with the Mount. His scholarly work has focused on the exploration and representation of teachers' work and the conditions in which they attempt to do this work. Through curriculum development, he has made significant contributions to literacy education, locally, nationally, and internationally. A committed, accomplished, and innovative educator, Alan Nielsen has supervised more than 80 directed studies and served as member or chair of 34 thesis supervisory committees, in addition to serving as external examiner of several doctoral dissertations. Perhaps his most significant contribution to the Mount is his work in curriculum development. He has had a major impact on program and curriculum development in the Department of Education, in the Faculty of Education. He has also been key in shaping the literacy education program, serving for 15 years as coordinator, overseeing off-campus cohort programs in literacy. Perhaps most notable is the St. John's cohort, where Dr. Nielsen will be teaching his 20th cohort this summer, and where alumni of that program turned out in droves last week when he kindly went on behalf of the Mount to host an alumni reception for us. And his influence and impact on those master's levels graduates in Newfoundland, and the love and reverence with which they remember his teaching was palpable at that event. Alan has played a meaningful, significant, and long-standing role in shaping the intellectual character and culture of education at the Mount. Sincere congratulations, Alan, on being awarded the status of Professor Emeritus. The university's Award for Research Excellence recognizes particularly notable research and intellectual accomplishments achieved by faculty. Dr. Sharif Mata, professor and chair of the Department of Chemistry, has been named our most recent recipient for his outstanding work in theoretical and quantum chemistry. He will be honored at tomorrow morning's ceremony. Recently, Dr. Mata was also the recipient of the Lady Davis Fellowship, which took him to Hebrew University in Jerusalem and the Technion Institute of Technology in Haifa for visiting professorship. And I have no doubt that Dr. Mata's work will continue to garner international recognition in the years to come. And of course, in addition to being home of hardworking and groundbreaking researchers, the Mount is also home to wonderful teachers. Our Senate Committee on Teaching and Learning recently announced the recipients of 3 new Teaching Excellence Awards. And again, they will be recognized at their faculty convocations tomorrow. But I'll just briefly let you know their accomplishments. Dr. Bodan Lohavi in Applied Human Nutrition has been named winner of the President and Vice President's Career Teaching Award. Dr. Danielle Cox in Mathematics is the recipient of the Alumni Early Career Teaching Award. And English faculty member David Wilson is this year's recipient of the Alumni Part-Time Teaching Award. And I send thanks to each of them for their contributions to the Mount and the difference they've made in the academic journeys of so many students. Another important way in which Mount faculty contribute to the university is through governance. The Senate Award for University Governance for faculty members was established in 2008 to recognize faculty members who have made extensive, consistent, and valuable contributions to the academic governance of the university. Congratulations to this year's very deserving recipient, Dr. Michelle Eckert-Keck, Professor of Psychology, who will also be recognized at a ceremony tomorrow. And one other celebratory item of note, and bringing this home to our ceremony, this spring we award our first PhDs to students in the Inter-University Doctoral Program in Educational Studies. Kristen Dahm and Lise LeBlanc, who are with us today, are the first Mount-based graduates of this program delivered in partnership by the Mount, Acadia, and St. Francis Xavier University. Big congratulations to Christina and Lise on this wonderful achievement. It will be such a pleasure and a thrill to see them convocate today. Yeah. The Mount is a unique community of leaders and innovators with an approach rooted in global citizenship and social justice. And today's graduates are at the heart of that community. I'm confident that each of you will have an impact on our world throughout your careers. and I know that the effects of your work and your contributions will be many and meaningful. Graduands, your journey at the Mount is coming to an end, and such endings are bittersweet. Each of you has been changed by the years that you've been here, living, learning, and growing. And each of you has made your unique mark on this very special university. I know you will go out and work to make the world more just, inclusive, and compassionate. That's what Mount grads do. Today, we thank you, celebrate you, and bid you farewell, confident that your future will be enriched as a result of your time here at the Mount. And now, another type of thanks with the graduands. I invite you to join me in thanking the Mount faculty and staff who have guided your growth and learning, as well as your family and friends who've supported you throughout your time with us. So if you would join with me in giving them a big round of applause. Yeah. Thanks. And finally, I just want to acknowledge all the people who've worked to prepare for today's ceremony. Their work has been evident, and in some cases behind the scenes, as you've joined us for these celebrations. Many people at the Mount have been working for weeks and months to ensure that this celebration is worthy of our wonderful graduates. These volunteers on our staff are phenomenal, and without their hard work, our convocation today would not have been possible. So I would like to end by giving them a round of applause. Thank you. All of you.
Thank you, Dr. Lumpkin. I would like to invite the citation presenter, Jana McMillan, who's a Mount alumna and also a former board chair, to come to the podium to present the honorary degree candidate, Elizabeth Fountain. And I'd ask Elizabeth to stand while the presentation's being read.
Madam Chancellor, Madam President, distinguished guests, faculty, graduands, family, and friends. It is my honor and great pleasure to present Elizabeth Fountain for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. And I'm personally so delighted to have been asked to deliver this citation and to share with you a little of Elizabeth's provenance. Born and raised in Halifax as Elizabeth Grace Brown and a very devoted and caring daughter to the late Clark and Bernice Brown, she was little sister to her three brothers, all of whom are here today. Theirs was and is a very close family. Elizabeth is an alumna of Mount St. Vincent University. In fact, it was right here, actually down on the second floor in what was then called the Sacketeria Coffee Hangout. I think it's Seton Cafe now, Sacketeria, where Elizabeth and I first met in the late 70s while enrolled in our respective programs. And as I tell you a little bit about this thoughtful, generous, and inspirational woman, I ask you to look around you, the acquaintances you've made in class and in residence, or a cafeteria, in the library, or in Vinnie's pub. Those acquaintances may not fully show up right now as long-lasting, trusting, and loyal friendships. Elizabeth and I weren't close friends back then, but we sure liked each other. Our conversations during coffee and lunch breaks were always fun and comfortable. She was the calm, kind, and thoughtful one, the deep thinker who had a great sense of humor and a much grounded sense of self. Perhaps this was a result of being raised in a house full of boys. I was a bit too social and spontaneous, but I liked her because she laughed at my jokes and truly listened to me. She cared about what I and others had to say. Were we paying close attention at the time to the vision of the Mount, inspired by the university's founders, the Sisters of Charity? Were we really fully aware at that time of the Mount's strong tradition of social responsibility, of service to community, and enduring commitment to the advancement of women? I cannot say with certainty that it was at the front of our minds, and yet it is so fitting that we honor Elizabeth today, for she has lived her life in fulfillment of these ideals. Since graduating in 1979, Elizabeth has worked alongside her husband, Fred Fountain, in the areas of law and business, and together they have remained committed to family, meaningful volunteer service, and profoundly impactful charitable giving. Elizabeth has shared that if it weren't for the Mount, she wouldn't have met Fred. And theirs is one of the most enduring, ever-loving life partnerships I know. So we all thank you, Mount St. Vincent University. In their early years of raising their children, Alex and Catherine, in St. Margaret's Bay, we reconnected to work alongside one another as we volunteered at the St. Margaret Sailing Club, where our children attended junior sailing. Our board came to rely on Elizabeth's steadfast professionalism and work ethic. I remembered asking her if she'd ever consider joining me to volunteer on the Mounts board. She graciously declined, saying she loved to volunteer, but it was important for her to do so in her own community, nearby and in support of her children's interests. I greatly admired her at the time for having such clarity of purpose around what and who were most important to her, and she was utterly focused on that path. The sailing club, and then the St. Margaret's Bay Skating Club, and the community arena, among others, were more the better for your commitment, Elizabeth. The years continued. We raised our children in our close community, and together with others who are here today, we gathered to celebrate some of life's special events: birthdays, girls' nights out, New Year's Eves, ski trips, and celebrating a number of key projects in which the Fountains had characteristically, generously been involved. There was that 40th birthday celebration for Elizabeth, when Fred surprised her by reciting a poem he'd written for her. The women, we all swooned, we had tears in our eyes, we looked longingly at Fred and shot glances at our own husbands. The men, they thanked Fred for setting the bar just a little higher. There was that time we gathered to help Catherine and her King's Edge Hill classmates raise funds to go to Africa on a volunteer mission. I had a chance to chat with Alex, who, in his third year of university at King's College, shared with me that he was thinking about going on to study education. I very enthusiastically suggested it would be awesome if he checked out the Mount. We continued on, gathering for events, traveling to special places together. We shared our thoughts and our hopes and dreams for our children. And as always, I especially loved my time with Elizabeth. And then suddenly, we were gathering to support them as they dealt with Alex's tragic death from suicide in 2009. Their life was forever profoundly changed. Elizabeth has found the courage to transform a personal tragedy into positive advocacy in the area of mental health. She was one of the leading forces behind the change to the province of Nova Scotia's Personal Health Information Act, which allows information sharing between mental health providers and the supporters of persons living with mental illness, if those individuals or others are at risk. She and Fred, together with the QE2 Health Sciences Centre Foundation, created the Stay Connected Mental Health Project. This project is improving collaboration among mental health service providers and has university-specific initiatives, including peer support, student peer support, and support to faculty and staff to help identify and assist students experiencing severe distress and/or mental health problems. And in fact, the program is well in place here at the Mount. The student peer support workers have a very broad profile across the campus. Also, to honor Alex's memory and his spirit, Elizabeth and Fred created the annual Alex Fountain Memorial Lecture at the University of King's College, where the speakers are nominated and chosen by the students. As you take a moment to look through today's program, I hope you'll read a little more of Elizabeth's contributions to community. She currently volunteers and serves on the Langhouse Association board, and in fact, this weekend, she'll participate for her first time in the Blue Nose Marathon as a member of the Langhouse Stigma Stompers team. Go girl. Over many years, and with thoughtful purpose, Elizabeth, together with Fred, has provided significant charitable support to many organizations, very important organizations, regionally and nationally, from investing in higher education to making lasting gifts towards the visual and performing arts, from contributing to mental health and broader health and well-being, Their generosity spans several organizations and the many people who benefit from their profound kindness. In 2012, Elizabeth received a Doctor of Canon Law honoris causa from the University of King's College. Elizabeth, in true friendship fashion, has stayed loyal to her alma mater, annually and enduringly. When we gather for the reception following this ceremony, we will do so in the Elizabeth and Fred Fountain atrium of the Margaret Norrie McCain building. I remember the day they pledged their gift towards this project, the first classroom building to be added to the campus in over 30 years. At that time, theirs was the largest private donation ever to be made in the history of the Mount, and it set the tone and momentum for the campaign's ultimate success. So I encourage you, members of the class of 2017, to look around you and give a nod to those acquaintances who you have made in these recent years. Who knows, if you're lucky, you'll find yourself like me, to have seen the Mount-initiated acquaintance deepen and in the end be so richly rewarding. Elizabeth, a few years ago, on a special occasion that involved your kindness to the Mount and a personal honor to me, I commissioned my own little verse to present to you. It proclaimed, "Crossing your path forever changed mine." If Mount St. Vincent University could speak, I know this is what she would say to you right now. Madame Chancellor, it is in recognition of her caring, loyal, and generous exercise of goodness that I ask you in the name of Mount St. Vincent University to confer upon Elizabeth Fountain the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Okay.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, Elizabeth G. Fountain, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Yeah, these medieval gowns are a little tricky to get right, so we'll have to wait for a second or two here. There we go. I would like to invite Dr. Fountain to the stage, to the podium, to come and present to the graduates. It's easier to come around that way. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, Madam President, faculty, graduates, guests, my dear friend Janet, thank you. I am deeply touched to have been chosen by Mount St. Vincent for this honor, and it is so lovely to be back here on the Mount campus, especially during the month of May, a bittersweet time of endings and a happy time of beginnings. I was a day student during my time here at the Mount. I still recall that first day on campus in 1977. My first class was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I left my home that day and caught the 11:30 bus from Spryfield to what was then the Simpson Sears Terminal on Mumford Road. At Mumford Road, my intention was to transfer to the number 80, which traveled from there out along the Bedford Highway. But when my first bus was just arriving at the terminal, I could see the number 80 pulling away from the curb. I knew that there would not be another number 80 for an hour. I was going to be late on my first day. What to do, what to do? I was too green to think of catching a cab, and would not have had the extra cash to pay for it anyway. My mother had drilled into me from an early age the dangers of hitchhiking, so that was out of the question. I knew that I would have to walk from Mumford Road to here. More specifically, if I was going to make it on time, I would have to run. So I pretty much ran the distance, arriving just in time, a hot mess on a hot September afternoon, only to be immediately directed in here for a mandatory English grammar proficiency test, which I promptly failed. I was shocked. Hadn't I graduated from high school with a pretty decent grade in English? Now I had to take a 6-week remedial English course in the evenings if I wanted to remain enrolled. Things were looking bleak. But having no other choice, I took that remedial English course, and it was one of the best things that could have happened to me. It taught me how to write. I wish I could remember the name of our teacher. I think she may have been one of the sisters. She was terrific. She made English grammar make sense. Where the commas go and why, how to use the dreaded semicolon, proper sentence structure, when to start a new paragraph, contractions and possessives, and where to put those flipping apostrophes. It was great, and it was just what I needed. Fast forward 32 years to my daughter Catherine's first day at university in 2009. We had driven her to Montreal to attend McGill and had spent her first day helping to move her things into her dorm room. Up and down the stairs of her residence we went on that hot, sticky August afternoon, and eventually her room began to take shape. We were to attend a session for parents the next day and then head back to Nova Scotia, leaving Catherine to attend Frosh Week activities before starting classes the following week. After some shopping and dinner, we all crashed at a nearby hotel. And then the calls from Halifax started coming in. First, from my mother, worried because our son Alex, Catherine's older brother, had not shown up to have dinner with her and my father, as he had promised. The last, from the police officer. Mr. and Mrs. Fountain, I'm very sorry to inform you that we have been able to positively identify the body we found this afternoon as your son's. It was every parent's nightmare, and for us, it had come true. I will admit, I've had a hard time preparing this speech. I knew coming here today that my message would be about mental health and the importance of bringing an end to the stigma that surrounds mental illness. And I knew that in order to do that, I would have to reach back in time to speak about Alex, who took his own life nearly 8 years ago on that August afternoon. Alex was a student about to enter his 4th year at the University of King's College here in Halifax. He had originally attended King's to pursue a degree in journalism, but despite having excellent grades and a terrific natural ability to write, had decided around the end of his 2nd year that it was not a career for which he had the heart. He had begun to dream of the possibility of becoming a teacher. His late grandfather Fountain had been a teacher, first in the 1930s at the age of 17, in a one-room schoolhouse on Deer Island, New Brunswick, well before he had even attended university, and later in the 1950s at Acadia University in Wolfville. Several of my guests here today, including one of my brothers and 2 of our dear friends, are teachers. Retired teachers, you'll be happy to know. I think Alex would have been an excellent teacher. He was compassionate, inclusive, the kindest person I have ever known. He was smart, interesting, funny, always ready with the witty comeback, unlike yours truly, who can never come up with what she should have said until she's lying awake fretting about it at 3 o'clock in the morning. People loved Alex, and Alex loved people, from babies and little kids right on up to the elderly. He wanted to bring everyone into the room. But soon after he began his 3rd year at King's, Alex told us he wasn't feeling right, that he felt depressed and couldn't seem to shake it. We sought counseling help for him. He began taking better care of himself, exercising more often, and eating more healthily, smoking less dope. He carried on with his studies, his music, and his bands, with his friends and girlfriends. Sure, he occasionally exhibited some erratic behavior, like feeling he just had to have one more part-time job, he already had 2, and then abruptly quitting it the day after he had begun. Or expressing ambivalence about getting together with us, and then showing over-the-top enthusiasm when we did see him, hugging you like he was hanging on for dear life, which, in retrospect, he probably was. At the end of that 3rd year at King's, he went backpacking in Europe with his 2 best friends, but let us know midway through that trip how much he was looking forward to coming home. He went with us on our annual fishing trip in July, and he was great, back to his old self, or so we thought. We left with Catherine for Montreal on August 20th. He took his own life on August 22nd, 2009, just 3 weeks shy of his 21st birthday. At his funeral, his dad and his sister and I spoke, and all decided independently of each other to tell the 500 or more people who had gathered that Alex had died by suicide. There were 2 reasons why I did this. First, I had this worry that his young friends would somehow think they were at fault, and I wanted to reassure them that they were not. Second, I did not want anyone to speculate about why Alex had died. It was important to me for people to know the truth. At that time, I didn't know how I was going to be able to carry on living my own life, but at some level I knew that I would not be able to bear hiding in the shadows of secrecy about Alex's passing. But something else happened that we were not expecting. People, some whom we did not know, some we barely knew, and others we had known for a very long time began to approach us, wanting to tell us their own stories and struggles with mental illness, to release all that they had kept hidden inside for years and years. So many times their stories began with the words, "I've never told anyone this before, but my mother or my sister, my partner, my child, myself, we had seemed to have opened some sort of floodgate." Some days, the statistic we were hearing of 1 in 5 people suffering some form of mental illness seemed more like 1 in 3. People desperately needed to talk, to tell us how much pain they were in. I have been so heartened over the years since Alex died to see so many people have the courage to speak openly about their challenges with mental illness. Well-known Canadians such as Olympic champion Clara Hughes and our Prime Minister's mother, Margaret Trudeau. Entertainers like Lady Gaga and Bruce Springsteen, and most recently even royalty like Prince Harry, who together with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge created the Heads Together campaign to battle the stigma surrounding mental illness in Britain. I'm encouraged by Bell Canada's creation of its annual Let's Talk Day campaign, which brings awareness to mental health issues, and according to their latest annual report, has a funding commitment to date of over $86 million for mental health initiatives. and I am inspired every time I hear one of the members from Langhouse here in Halifax stand before a crowd and bravely tell their own story of hope and recovery from the despair and loneliness of mental illness. It is well past time for the stigma surrounding mental illness to stop. How can anyone even get to the help they need if they continue to feel they are surrounded by shame? For us, it has remained helpful and important to talk about what happened to Alex, to be open with others, and to share with anyone who has questions and listen to anyone who needed an ear. This is something we all can do and something we all must do. And for anyone who is suffering from depression, as Alex did, or any type of mental illness, please, please do not let the idea of stigma prevent you from seeking help. There are so many people who care about you and who want to help. I am not an authority on mental health. I am a mother who lost my child, one of the 3 most precious people in my world, and he is not coming back, ever. The emptiness has not lessened as the years have gone by. Not long after Alex died, I remember reading somewhere that it takes 5 years to get over the death of a child. I know now that this is not true, that I am never going to get over Alex's death. But I have learned that it is okay to put my burden down from time to time, to realize little by little that somehow you are able to live a life and that it is possible to live even a good life and to laugh again, eventually. Congratulations, graduates. Well done. I wish you much happiness, success, and good mental health. I am honored to be a member of the class of 2017. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I need one of those.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for your courage in telling your story. And I think particularly fitting that this is a graduation for people in the field of education. So your message is so, so important. So thank you very much. Would now like to introduce our 2 musicians. We're very fortunate to have Diana Torbett and Shimon Volt with us again this year. They will be playing 2 Irish, an Irish and Scottish, or one? Oh, okay, Londonderry. And this is a quiet time for reflection, certainly to reflect on what Dr. Fountain has just said to us, so thank you. Thank you for the beautiful music. I'd like to invite Tanya, Lorem, or Charles to come to give welcome from the Alumni Association.
Madam Chancellor, Madam President, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, family members and friends, and especially our graduates, congratulations. Today is for you as we celebrate your academic and personal success. I will say with confidence and experience that your Mount education will influence so many aspects of your life moving forward. Your professors, your peers, and the greater Mount community have helped to form a unique and rich foundation for your bright futures. Throughout your time here, your experiences have been unknowingly shaped, in part by those who have graduated before you, as guest lecturers, university staff, co-op employers, mentors, and sports fans. You have felt the impact of the alumni who remain connected to this special place. It is my hope that when you leave here today, you too will stay connected. As you are bestowed your degrees, you will also receive an alumni lapel pin bearing the coat of arms of the Mount to mark your membership into the Alumni Association. You will become one of the many thousands of women and men who have come from around the globe to study at the Mount. Wear your pin with pride. And as you start the next phase of your life, please stay close and keep us informed about your news, accomplishments. There are so many ways to stay connected. On behalf of the Mount alumni, congratulations and welcome to the family.
Thank you, Tanya. So now we've come to the moment in the ceremony that we all are here for, to see our students become our graduates. And I know that many of you would like to take pictures of your special graduate. Please feel free to come down to the stage. We do ask that you not come onto the stage. And I will invite Dr. Sal Badali, Dean of Education, to come to the podium and the Chancellor to come forward.
Welcome and good afternoon. The Senate Awards of Distinction are engraved pewter medals awarded by Senate of Mount St. Vincent University. The undergraduate awards are presented in recognition of superior academic achievement to the student who graduates with distinction in highest aggregate. The Master's Awards are presented upon recommendation of each graduate program. The awards will be presented along with the parchments. Madam Chancellor, it's my privilege to present to you the candidates for the collegiate honors of graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be awarded the baccalaureate degree. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Education on Iman Mohammed M. Abu Lia.
Eamon, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Matthew Albrecht.
Matthew, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Sophia Allen Rice.
Sophia, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education.
Lisa Allen.
Lisa, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations.
Alana Anna-Michon.
Alana, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations.
Ashley Noel Arnold.
Ashley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good job.
Hannah Albrecht.
Hannah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Welcome.
Joseph Alexander Beaton.
Joseph, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Welcome.
Lexi Blank Drew.
Lexi, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're welcome.
Ashley Boulagon.
Ashley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good luck.
Myra Campbell.
Myra, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're welcome.
Matea Cara Christie.
Matea, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Leah Tanya Chin.
Leah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good to see you. Take care.
Janika Clattenburg.
Nika, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good day.
Ashley Cleveland.
Ashley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Jillian Cole.
Jillian, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good luck.
Jessica Conley.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good luck.
Jessica Conahan.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck. Good job.
Nicole Conrad.
Nicole, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Alicia Kraus.
Alicia, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good job.
Brooklyn Daigle, Senate Medal of Distinction.
Brooklyn, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations on the medal.
Jane Delahunt.
Jane, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Kelly Desjardins.
Kelly, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Megan Douglas.
Megan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're welcome. Take care.
Pat Dufour.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Jillian Elder.
Jillian, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education.
Jillian Helen Katrina Ernst Baird.
Jillian, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Pascal Fournier.
Pascal, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good luck.
Matthew David Goldberg.
Matthew, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Jessica Greenwood.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good luck.
Rebecca Elise Hurdle.
Rebecca, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Angela Hosking.
Angela, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You have some friends up there.
Christopher Hunt.
Christopher, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education.
Helen Ann Huntley.
Helen, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good to see you. Congratulations. Good job. Nice to see you.
Drew A. Jackson.
Drew, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Andrea Jeffrey.
Andrea, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good job.
Kelsey Johnston, Senate Medal of Distinction.
Kelsey, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations on that too.
Gina Kelly.
Gina, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're really happy.
Caitlin Mary Kelly.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations.
Christina Kempster.
Christina, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education.
Margaret Kennedy.
Margaret, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good work.
Caitlin Kidd.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You've got a lot of friends up there. Good day.
Christina Legier.
Christina, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good job.
Brandy Lewis.
Brandy, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. It's a great day.
Kimberly M. Lickers.
Kimberly, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Great day for you. Have a wonderful day. Good. God bless.
Lisa McIsaac.
Lisa, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
John Cullum McKenzie.
John, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
John Graham McLeod.
John, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Jenny McNeil.
Janie, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Rebecca Marr.
Rebecca, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good day.
Allison Margaret McMullen.
Allison, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. It's a good day.
Allison McPhee.
Allison, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Glad it's such a nice day.
Jacqueline Metcalf.
Jacqueline, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Welcome.
Aaron Melnick.
Erin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations.
Hillary Jane Morgan.
Hillary, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good to see you.
Callan Rose Morgan.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Maria Mughal.
Maria, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations.
Ashley Marie Muse.
Ashley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education.
Haley Monroe.
Haley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of
Thank you.
Education.
Appreciate it.
Oh, no, you. Good luck.
Tiana Murphy.
And I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Liam Murray.
Liam, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Derek Norris.
Derek, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education.
Michelle Pegg.
Michelle, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Constance Alexandra Pipes.
Constance, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're welcome. Take care.
Allison Rand.
Allison, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Leanne Raymer.
Leanne, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good to see you. Good luck.
Lynn Ann Rodenizer.
Lynn, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Kathleen Ann Robinson.
Kathleen, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Cassandra Royackers.
Cassandra, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations.
Brandon Ross.
Brandon, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck. You're welcome.
Margaret Schmid.
Margaret, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Zoe Scott.
Zoe, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Melissa Rose Smallridge.
Melissa, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education.
Kaylee Louise Smith.
Haley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Jenna May Sukup.
Jenna, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Welcome. Good luck.
Crystal Stewart.
Crystal, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education.
Holly Sullivan.
Holly, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Good to see you. Congratulations.
Richard Sullivan.
Richard, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're welcome. Take care.
Bailey Tackley.
Bailey, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. You're welcome. Good luck with everything.
Tanya Velamirich.
Tanya, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Congratulations.
Bria Woods.
Bria, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education. Welcome. Good luck.
And these are our Bachelor of Education graduates. Madam Chancellor, it's my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they've successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be awarded the master's degree. Mount St. Vincent's University confers the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies, teaching English as a second language in association with St. Mary's University on Lama B. Almabark.
On behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies, teaching English as a second language in association with St. Mary's University, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Hala Salem El Azibi.
I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. Is that English as a second language too? Good luck.
Ray D. Brown.
I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. English as a second language too. Good for you.
Natalie Burgoyne.
Natalie, I admit you to the degree of Masters of Education in Curriculum Studies. It's a second language. That's good. All the best.
Adela Igazalel.
Adela, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. You're welcome.
Alexandria Homburg, Senate Medal of Distinction.
Alexandria, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. You got the Senate Medal. Good for that.
Colleen Marie McDonald.
Colleen, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. Good luck with your work.
Nicole Elizabeth McIsaac.
Nicole, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. Good luck with your work.
Jonah David Scott.
Jonah, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. Good luck with your work. Congratulations.
It's Tamimi. Tamimi.
Hamid
Probably her. First. Yeah, it's Tamimi.
Habibi Tamimi.
Well, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You want to say it again? Your name again?
Tamimi.
Indeed. I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck with it.
Sean Wilcox.
Sean, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies.
Shua Yang.
Shua, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. Good luck with your work.
Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Master of Arts in Education.
No, actually, on literacy education. Master of Education in Literacy.
Pardon me.
We don't have.
My apologies, let me just start again. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Master of Education on Gisela Elise Harrison.
Gisela, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Rahab Alioni.
Rahab, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education.
Maram Alcelo.
Congratulations, madam.
I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck with your work.
Veronica Baker.
Veronica, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Good luck.
Darlene Bauer.
Darlene, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Good luck with your work. Congratulations.
Beverly Brown, Senate Medal of Distinction.
Beverly, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Good luck. Good luck on your Senate medal, too. Good work.
Lindsay Bryden.
Lindsay, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck with your work.
Christina Can.
Christina, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck.
Colleen Joy Mackenzie Colville.
Colleen, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
John Raymond Cusack.
John, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome. Good luck.
Danielle DeGanis.
Danielle, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Congratulations.
Desi Doyle.
Betsy, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good work. Take care.
Bethany Doyle.
Bethany, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Yeah, I figured.
Carrie Ellsworth.
Carrie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck with your work.
Carol Ann Faber.
Carol, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Carla Giesbrecht.
Carla, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Thanks for all your hard work.
Michelle Gillis.
Michelle, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck with your work.
Laura Glass.
Laura, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Paula Green.
Paula, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Miriam Hart.
Miriam, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Thanks for your good work.
Samahur Hassan.
Samahur, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
William Heighton.
William, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good work.
Jennifer Kim.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Good luck.
Elizabeth McCara Crawford.
Elizabeth, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Good luck. You're welcome.
Kelly McCaig.
Kelly, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome. Good luck.
Michael McLaughlin.
Michael, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good job.
Jenna McManaman.
Jenna, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Beth Parker Godden.
Beth, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good work.
Nicholas Phelan.
Nicholas, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations on your work.
Carolyn Elizabeth Power.
Carolyn, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good job.
Marilee Print.
Marilee, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You have a lovely name. Happy name.
Hugh Sampson.
I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Got a lot of buddies up there. Good luck.
Sherry Scott.
Sherry, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck with your work.
Dwayne Slobodnik.
Dwayne, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. You're welcome.
Leanna Smith.
Leanna, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Good luck. Thank you for all your work.
Eugene Seen.
Eugene, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. It's a happy day. Good.
Catherine Young.
Catherine, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Great day. Good luck.
Amy Zwicker.
Amy, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations. Good luck with your work.
Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Master of Arts in Education on Eamon M. Alathib.
On behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Education with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Good luck.
Reem Jaber Alamoudi.
Jay, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Education. Good luck.
Adrian Downey.
Adrian, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Education. Congratulations.
Andres Cautious, Senate Medal of Distinction. Congratulations.
Kenneth, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Education, and congratulations on your medal, too. Good luck.
Tian McCallum.
Dan, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Education. Congratulations.
Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Research Masters of Arts on Matthew Orr.
Matthew, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Research Master of Arts with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
And these are our Masters of Education graduates. Madam Chancellor, it's my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be awarded the doctoral degree. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of PhD in Educational Studies on Kristen D. Dom, Senate Medal of Distinction.
Kristen, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of PhD in Educational Studies with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. A new beginning at our Mount. Congratulations. Okay, good.
Lise A. LeBlanc.
Lise, I admit you to the degree of PhD in Educational Studies. Doctor. Congratulations.
These are our first two doctoral graduates. In absentia, I ask that we confer the appropriate degrees on those presented to the University Senate.
I confer degrees in absentia on those persons so designated by you, Dean.
We now move on to some awards. Kappa Gamma Pi is a National Catholic College Graduate Honor Society. Membership is based on scholarship, leadership, and service. Members are selected not only for recognizing of past accomplishments, but also in anticipation of future service. The Kappa Gamma Pi Award goes to Merle Prent, Master of Education, Graduate Studies, Lifelong Learning. Merle is well known to many of you. She spent a great deal of time volunteering, organizing, and participating at various on-campus events, such as the Academic Writing Group, AMI's Girls Conference, International Women's Day celebrations, and the Walking with Our Sisters installation at the MSVU Art Gallery. You might also have seen her at events coordinated with the Alexa McDonough Institute, the Nancy's Chair with Catherine Martin, to bring about awareness from Indigenous perspective using the blanket exercise, or perhaps seen her as a speaker at the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Conference, speaking to increase awareness, support, and promote women in those male-dominated professions. Merle's role and commitment to lifelong learning led her to organize a range of diverse events and activities, both on and off campus, to engage both her fellow students and faculty to further develop a community of scholars at the Mount. You might have seen her at the McCain Antrim Cafe, where she also meets with students for informal coffee socials, or you might have seen her at the thesis writing workshop she organized, or you might have also bumped into her at the March for Women, support of women's rights to demonstrate solidarity for women in the United States following the inauguration. As you can see, Merle has played an important role while at the Mount, and as an alumni, she will continue to grow, support learners, and show leadership in her NSCC community and her local community network. Her accomplishments have shown that she is an absolutely outstanding candidate for this year's Kappa Gamma Pi Award. Congratulations. The next award is the Governor General's Medal Graduate. This is a gold medal donated by His Excellency, the Governor General of Canada, and is given at the graduate level to the graduating master's student with the highest grade point average. This year's recipient of the Governor General's Award at the graduate level is Amy Patricia Zwicker, Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. Amy represents the type of teacher scholar in the Faculty of Education that we take pride in. She's demonstrated excellence in a variety of courses. Out of a possible grade point average of 4.30, Amy graduates today with an impressive 4.27. Amy distinguished herself in both on-campus and online courses in her Master's of Education. Her professors describe her as very bright and deserving of this award. They highlight Amy's critical disposition, noting that she's a person who engages with complex course materials. In addition, she's consistently made meaningful, positive contributions to class discussions, and her written work and presentations were taken to a level of depth and thoughtfulness well beyond the norm. She's a committed and creative educator. Congratulations, Amy, in achieving this accomplishment. We wish you well in your future endeavors. And lastly, the Valedictorian Prize provides all valedictorians with a lasting memento of their achievement and contribution to the graduating class. To be chosen valedictorian, the student must have maintained a strong academic record, must have actively involved in a number of extracurricular activities, either on campus or in the community, and must have been nominated as a fitting spokesperson for the graduating class by their peers and/or their faculty. I'm pleased to present this award to Adrian Downey, Master of Arts in Education. Adrian's been an active, involved student on campus during his studies. For example, he's a member of the Mount's Internal Aboriginal Advisory Committee and a member of the Mi'kmaq History Month Committee. Adrian also participated as a note-taker for the Symposium on Reconciliation in Treaty Education, where various stakeholders across Nova Scotia gathered to discuss education and outreach in education in this province. He also participated in Student Roundtable with Minister Carolyn Bennett, where she discussed student perceptions on progress on reconciliation in universities. Adrian has put his education and expertise to work as a writing tutor at the MSVU Writing Centre, ensuring that other students hone their skills in academic writing. Already a skilled speaker, Adrian has also become an accomplished writer-researcher during his studies, with works already published or in press as book chapters, articles, conference presentations, and abstracts. As a research assistant, faculty members have praised his commitment and motivation to the work requested of him. As one faculty member put it, I quote, "Adrian has done exemplary work at a level far beyond what I would normally expect from a master's or a doctoral student, but more of a quality which I would anticipate from a colleague," end of quote. As a student, he's insightful, engaging, and thought-challenging in discussions with both students and faculty alike. We know that your journey in academia is not over. We wish you well as you continue your studies in a doctoral program. Congratulations, Adrian, on being selected class valedictorian. I now invite you to the podium to give your address.
Gwe, Weligaskuk, Medauliokdiok, Madam Chancellor, Madam President, Madam Board Chair, Honorary Degree Recipient, distinguished guests, family, friends, and fellow graduates. Tadawesi Adrian Downey, Ag Jalasi Mi'kmaqik, Ag Jalasi Japuktuk. I like to start in Mi'kmaq because it's a symbol that after 500 years of colonization, we're still here. It is an honor and a privilege to be standing in front of you right now. Today we have come together to say goodbye to a place that has been our home for the last several years. The Mount is a special place, unlike any other in this country because of its unique history as a school, as a university founded for and by women. However, there is much more to the Mount's uniqueness than just its history. It is a school that is small in size but big in heart, and a school whose staff actively work at building community. It is a school that cares about individuals and sees students not for the labels that are placed upon them, such as student numbers or various psychological labels, but rather the endless potential that exists within each one of them. In a world full of mass-manufactured education, the Mount is a beacon of community, relationship, and individual understanding. Many of us gathered here today have worked, or are planning to work as teachers, and for this, you must be commended. It is not an easy job, as I'm sure you felt this year in particular. But it is because of the care and dedication of teachers that we are all here today. It is the tireless work of teachers just like you that forms the foundation of our society. And it is for this reason that I still wear the label of teacher with pride. Teachers have the potential to change the world on an individual level, and the fact that so many people here today have decided to dedicate their life to that potential fills me with a great sense of hope. Hope is not something that comes easy in today's society. Indeed, with nuclear tests every other day, elected officials who speak through lies as though they have no relations, and the number of murdered and missing Aboriginal women in this country ever on the rise, it is easy to see only the pain and suffering. However, we must not let ourselves become overwhelmed with negativity. We must find hope. Today, I take my hope from all of you, because I know that collectively we have the potential to make the next generation smarter, more compassionate, and better able to challenge oppression where and when they see it. The Mount has played a huge part in giving us that potential, and for that we must remember her always. Thank you.
Sister Joan.
I'd like to invite all of you to a reception in the Margaret Norrie McCain Center in the Fred and Elizabeth Fountain Atrium. That's a long name, and you're probably lost already, but you will get directions there. So you can go out any door, and actually you can go down to the main entrance here and go outside and go around if you wish. But there's a lovely reception prepared for all of you, and we hope you will come. Thank you all for coming. Congratulations again. I declare the convocation closed.
Congratulations to our graduates. Please stand to sing, O Canada.